Good evening, everyone. This is Fictional Activity with Q and Atra. I'm Q.
And I'm A.
Is that A for asshole?
No, but you said Q and Atra, so I was going with it.
Okay. So, tonight we are joined by Rhylance. Say hello, Rhylance.
Hello, Rylance.
That was
He's
oddly
taking it.
literal.
Yeah. Well, this is a literary society.
I mean, it's
Da-da-da.
not wrong. I'm giving you a glare while giving you a badoom psh, but I'm still giving it to you.
Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it right in my sphincter. Tonight we are talking about tropes. Not just TV tropes, writing tropes. Granted, TV tropes tend to filter into them, but following our normal procedure, kind of normal, not really normal.
Newfound
It's a
normalcy.
thing. My normal is let's hear a little bit about Rylance. Rylance, tell us something about yourself, your
Something
character.
jaw-dropping.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, it's definitely blue.
Shit. What was it? 50,000 credits we bet on that?
Something like that.
Oh, shit.
Now they just need to get possessions to be able to transfer credits.
Excellent. I don't have to pay you.
So, tell us a bit about yourself, your character, where your character comes from, how many
Hopes and
children
dreams.
he's killed. That too.
Oh, okay. Rylance is a Chiss, obviously from Scylla, and he is the current Consul of Clan Taldryan, and he got where he is by being a manipulative person, and it is a lot of fun to write that way.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm still back on. There's Chiss other than Thrawn.
Yeah, that was actually one of the funny things when I first created the character is, wow, you're a Chiss. That's such a cliche.
But it's really not. There's
Yeah.
only like 2 Chiss in the entire Brotherhood.
Yeah.
I love how that's managed to be a cliche, even though, Thrawn himself is the. Actually, speaking of tropes,
Segway!
segue. So, anyway, Rylance, Force user, non Force user? I might have missed
Oh,
that.
non-force user, completely non-force user.
So,
He's a
loyalist?
scalpel user. He likes to cut them open.
I'm a loyalist. He is, as I refer to him, a medical science officer,
Not from
Oh.
Star Trek.
not from Star
So
Trek.
I can't call you Bones.
No, you can't call me Bones.
Damn. How
I
about
mean,
Boner?
I might play with your bones after I kill you and dissect you,
That
but
sounds oddly uncomfortable.
He has this problem where he just can't stop once he starts. Well, it's not that he just can't stop, it's that he doesn't know when that line should be drawn.
Note to self, don't go in for any prostate exams with Rylance. He won't know when to stop. That could be a good thing depending on your perspective.
only for you, Q.
I mean, you
Uh,
have 2 livers. You are Zeltron. Livers, kidneys, whatever those are.
livers.
No livers. Everybody has 2 kidneys.
Yes.
Unless they've had surgery.
Yes.
So
Phew.
that's got to be interesting. A non-force user in charge of Taldryan, what have you, however you want, whatever pronunciation key makes you happy.
Yeah, it's interesting. I found out I'm the first console who was a non-force user, so that was uh, intriguing to me. And I like having to write a character that basically has to use his intellect to and his ability to manipulate to control a clan of many evil force users.
Photo.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a Twi'lek stuck in my throat.
Oh, you think you can?
I've had that problem several times. It's okay.
You all think you can manipulate me? Well, let's Blue Stalin let you know something here.
I'm not even going to try and get on that accent train.
Yeah.
That's how we get gay fish.
Gay German fish.
Yeah, it always comes back to
There's-
American Dad with that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Uh,
So you're not dead yet, so that's a win.
Nope. Yeah, I'm not dead yet.
It helps that we have the whole red shirt rule in the club where you can't be killed by another writer without permission.
Hmm.
What are your plans?
Ooh, I have many, many, many plans.
Are any of
One
them
of
written?
they're all written down in notes that I currently have. Rylance, one of his biggest quests in life is he doesn't like Force users. He thinks that the grand majority of them don't deserve the power they've been granted over the Force and use it in very improper ways or disrespectful ways to the overall powerful force of nature that it is. So he was unlucky enough to be the one sibling of his family to not have the force, which has caused him to have a lot of envy about that. So one of his biggest things is looking for a scientific way to grant himself control over the force.
But then you're the wrong color. You need to be green.
Why do I need to be green?
Green with envy.
Oh, walked right into that one, didn't I?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's my fault. Like, I went so highbrow on that one that I had to explain it or be lost to awkward silence. And I love awkward silence, but not that kind.
Yeah, and here I was going for like Yoda. I think he's a little too tall. But at least in his current color, he's got a theme song.
Yep, he definitely has a theme song.
No one wants to hear my karaoke. Moving
No.
along.
So it's good to. It's interesting that there's that much depth in the character because you did recently switch to it, and it was kind of a, well, this character that I have isn't good for console. I'm about to become console. I need this new character, and yet you do have depth in that character, which is good.
Well,
Especially when he puts on the rubber glove, he gets depth.
Snap. No, when I created the character, the one thing I didn't want was to just play a character that had no significance. I plan on being console for a while, and if I'm going to have a character that is console for a while, it needs to not be boring.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A la Darkity Dark, oh, woe is me, my entire family is dead, so let me, try and rule the universe single-handedly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, in fact, it's quite a common trope.
Tropes can be very useful things as long as they're not only the trope. You have to kind of build beyond the trope and make it more interesting.
And that is exactly what we are about to talk about.
Woo, segue.
Yeah.
Non sequitur man, away!
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's awkward silence. Let it settle. Let the silence fall and fill you.
Okay. I can feel it.
I feel it.
This will be the whisper portion of the broadcast. I think I'm going for it. What are those silence? What silence is filling me? The world's quietest podcast.
No, we're not doing this shit.
No, we're not. I was going like, is this one of those SMR YouTube videos or something? Whatever those are, the sensory ones.
I watched a YouTube series recently. It's this gal that does like a sleepy time, but she plays horror games and she cannot handle horror at all, and it's brilliant and I love it.
All right, so if you want to get down and dirty with the tropes, what you need is a resource guide. The best resource guide I can think of is tvtropes.org. This is not paid sponsorship, but hey, sponsor! So if you go there, it has literally everything you need. In fact, I've used it when making characters before because I'm like, I want to be like, there's this concept, I swear I've read it before. It's like a Grim Reaper, but he's not evil. He's just, the dude that comes in and he's like, yo, it's okay. You're dead. That sucks. But, we're going to go to a cool place. Bars open all day. There's a bowling alley and it's great. So come on, let's go die. And I'm like, this has to be a thing. So I went to the site and I typed in, friendly death. Typed that in. it does the little switcheroo, and we got Don't Fear the Reaper. Wow! And you go into it, and it is a full-on trope where the Reaper is your friend. It is not. It takes you into the beyond in a happy way, and it really gives you sources and reference, so you can really build it and crowdsource your idea. Because why do something brand new when you can take what's already been refined and get a new spin on it?
Yeah, sounds fun.
I totally got the deer in the headlights on that one.
Yeah, I noticed.
If
Well, I
only
mean,
you could see the blank stare and the drool dripping from my mouth.
I mean, there is a lot of stuff here, and what's really cool is when you scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page, like on TV Tropes, it gives you an index of angelic tropes, and you have like Dark is Not Evil, which is another one I'm a personal fan of, if you haven't noticed. Yeah.
Edgelord McDarky Pants.
I like my crown and refinery, thank you. I'm Batman.
Oh dear goodness.
Hey, I'm not doing the Bane voice. Yet.
You were not born in the mask. You only wear the mask. I was molded. Fuck. I didn't
You
even see the
screwed
movie. I
that
should
up
not
so
make this
bad.
quote.
I was molded by it.
I didn't even see that movie, so.
And he didn't even see the light of day until he was already a man, and by then it was blinding.
Is that another quote, or you
Yes,
actually?
it is
That's
another
right.
quote.
Okay, I thought you were just calling me. I thought you were
No.
talking shit.
Yeah, so it's really, at the end of the day, and this is the most important thing to remember before we get into this discussion, tropes aren't bad. Overused tropes are not great.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and that's really how things roll in the grand scheme of things. You'll hear it a lot, especially in the ACC when we go, this is really a tropey concept. Like we'll say, this is the standard master and student training match trope.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for us because you try and be impartial when you judge, and you can be impartial in realism, continuity, and syntax. You cannot be completely impartial in story because story is inherently something that is different from person to person. So for you, who's a brand new member, writing an ACC match, you're like, oh, I'm so excited for this first time writing with my master. We're going to have this awesome fight. It's going to be great. Meanwhile, on the other side of the intertubes, we're sitting there going, oh, great. It's another master-student fight. Ooh, twirling our finger. And so
I'm still on the fence about like what's better, Duelist Hall or cooperative matches, because they can get hairy either way. They can be great either way. But
I like Duelist Hall better just because I came to the DB for combat writing and for punching other people in the face, not to help them punch unnamed minion number 58 in the face. Because Bob is a good guy.
Trope.
He's got a family.
There's a fun trope. Can we start off with that one?
Sure, go for it.
The unnamed minions. Dear God.
Yep, the cannon fodder, if you will, the red shirts.
Oh, like not even red shirts put up more of a fight than these guys.
Yeah, it's the idea is when you have an obstacle, you need to tailor that obstacle to your character. Not everything is going to crumble like paper mache when you come up to it. Some things are boulders. They will. You'll stub your toe.
It would definitely get boring if the storyline is just, oh, hey, look, there are 3 guards in front of me. Swing, swing, swing. They're all dead. That was easy. I'm not even tired.
Yeah, and you're more inclined as a writer, I feel, to minimize someone who has no depth of character than you are to something that has a personality. So when you have these unnamed minions 78, 97, X5 version 8, you are more inclined to just take it and go. just kind of your head is now gone. I'm going to keep going to my objective that actually matters because I named that villain and he's the one I need to get to. You're just in the way.
Which is all well and good until it breaks a level of realism.
Yeah.
So, let's say, for example, Odo Gunga, because I've been reading a lot about that lately.
Yeah, why is that so popular? Are people picking it or is it just random?
I don't know.
I'm currently in a recency match.
because suddenly everyone is fighting in Odo Gunga.
Yeah.
That was completely random on my part.
Well, it used to be the Masasi Temple. I don't know how many random ACC matches that I had that showed up in the Masasi Temple, but I disabled that venue. So.
But, like, if you read the venue details and, maybe do a little more research, go to Wikipedia or something, Gungans are not all Jar Jar Binks. They are not all comedy relief. Their whole culture is actually it's part tribal kind of ish, but it's a centralized warrior culture.
Well, even in the original, in the movie that everyone hates, The Phantom Menace, yeah, you had Jar Jar Binks who was quite annoying, but like Captain Tarpos, he wasn't like featured heavily, but when he was featured, that guy was pretty badass.
Oh, I
I'm
love
sorry.
Tarpos.
The Clone Wars made him a badass and then a martyr.
I have yet to watch the Clone Wars, so I can't.
Well, I won't spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it. He
Spoiler alert,
single-handedly takes on Grievous while they are all prisoners in order to give everyone else a chance, and he dies.
Really? That
He is
sounds
a
pretty badass.
Badass. So no,
yes.
Gungans aren't all okay. I'm going to. No, they're good things.
And I've just seen so much written where they just tear through them, like Gungans left and right, just and you're dead and you're dead.
You are making the same mistake that the Trade Federation made. They thought their battle droids so advanced against these primitive Gungans.
It's like an episode of Oprah with lightsabers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that it kind of even translates into the movies a little bit. The main characters never have an issue, really, with the Stormtrooper A through Z.
Rabble.
Yeah. Now, there was the whole, the one everyone calls TR8R. He was...
Traitor!
Yeah, he the one word saying traitor, and everyone loves this character, and they're influencing all this depth on this character, that one word
line.
to say.
Well, because he kicked Finn's ass.
He did. And it just proves that, hey, just because you're cannon fodder doesn't mean you can't do anything.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you can't have personality. So the depth there, which you get from the book and from reading into it, is that was actually a member from Finn's old unit. So this is someone who had grown up next to Finn and legitimately felt betrayed on the deepest of levels by this dude. There is depth there. Your characters have families. They have lives. They came from somewhere. They were going somewhere until you brought them to a dramatic halt.
And that goes for NPCs too.
Yep. Player characters, NPCs, what have you. They all have a story. Just because you're not privy to it doesn't mean it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain level of respect you have to have for NPCs that you might not know much about.
Yeah.
Even nameless minion number 36.
Yeah. I mean, there's a counter trope to this, and it's the one I rely on, is that only the named NPCs will die. And it's used in horror often because what you want to do is you want to build attachment. You want to build connection and sympathy so that the reader is into it. And then when they die horribly, the reader's aghast and horrible because they'd forged this connection and you just severed it with shiny, rusty scissors. They are not shiny because they are metal. They are shiny because of the blood.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a trope for this, but
I have the site up.
Hey, go for it. When I try and write combat, for example, I tend to fall back on what I call the die hard principle. Your character is not invincible. Your character is not indefatigable. They will get hurt. And while they might kill the bad guys, they're going to hate life at the end of the day if there's enough of them.
I don't know if that is a trope, but that actually ties into something I wanted to talk about.
Cool.
Daredevil on Netflix is a great example of exactly what you just said. In season 1, and to a lesser extent season 2, Matt Murdock was not a pretty fighter. Like, he had his moments where he's doing the spin kicks and the flippy roonies and the shlammalams, but then he gets tired and he falls back into more of a brawler fighting style, a boxer, and he's getting beat. He's taking damage, but he's still throwing punches. And I want to harken back. This is where the segue comes in. The hallway fight scene in episode 1 of Daredevil. You can pull it up on YouTube. It's freely available to everyone. It is one
Episode
guy.
2.
Yep, episode 2, hallway fight scene. It is one guy versus like 15. And he beats them all, but he gets his butt handed to him in the process. He looks tired. He is hurting. And people aren't just going down in one punch and staying down. He knocks down one guy, turns around, beats on the next guy, and then has to heavy sigh, turn around, and deal with the guy who just stood back up.
Having recently done a hand-to-hand combat course recently, I can verify that hand-to-hand fighting is a bitch.
Yeah, people get back up.
I even did well in that course, and I looked like I got my ass handed to me.
Well, that kind of ties into a different problem that I notice a lot when people are writing, especially when it comes to their character sheets. The whole endurance thing. Just because I have a high endurance means that I never grow tired. Which, if you're fighting, I'm sorry, but even if you have a high endurance, if you have to fight a group of, say, 5 to 10 adversaries, you're not just gonna cut through them all and not even be winded.
No, what endurance really is how long you can sustain optimal performance. So it's more like if you have high endurance and low athletics, for instance, you're a marathon sprinter. So you're a marathon runner. You can run for a long ass time, but you're not going to be running particularly fast. You can have low athletics or high athletics and low endurance, and you're a sprinter. You can do the 100-meter dash in no time, but then you're winded.
And if you're both, you're freaking. Oh god, what's it?
You're the track meet guy. But those people, if you ever gone to a track meet, doesn't matter how fit they are, they're winded. After, like, when they go full blast, they are panting when they are done.
Oh yeah. As a former cross country track runner, yeah.
High endurance, yeah, your body can do these things, but it's still taking a lot of effort and will to do it.
Mm-hmm. And that's when you start getting into certain things that require multiple skill points or force power points.
Yeah.
So athletics and endurance, or athletics, endurance, and strength for the really kinky shit.
Perception.
Like I'm gonna do a flip back. I'm gonna do a 180 backflip and a kick combo. And yeah.
You have mastered the art of Qyreia. Pray he doesn't master it further. Does he normally jump and spin like that? Yeah, it's just wait for it. He'll wear himself out eventually. He's still jumping. No, wait for it. Now he's lying on the ground. Yep.
Don't get me started how the DJB wiki needs to be opened down skills and force powers whenever someone is doing a match.
Yeah, we do actually. It's like religiously, we have that stuff up every single time. Well,
back to tropes, though.
Yep. Well, another segue, and one that comes up a lot. In fact, I think it's been mentioned every day this weekend, and it is the Mary Sue.
Oh, God.
And it's very easy to fall into, and it's very easy to throw accusations around for it, because at the end of the day, we all kind of, at a subliminal level, want our character to be the star of the story.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to be the background character.
Oh, and as a disclaimer beforehand, we do not name names much as
No.
possible.
We're not throwing shade at anyone. This isn't an accusation. We're just discussing things we see and suggestions we can make in our own experiences.
Also, we're fucking lazy and don't want to bleep that shit.
Yeah, I don't like editing this after the fact. That's why we threw the disclaimer on about the swearing.
Because I swear a lot.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, play a round or two of Titanfall with me and listen. Or Overwatch.
You'll learn some shit.
Mm-hmm. You think Q swears?
Yeah. So
The whole Mary Sue trope kind of ties into the ACC a lot, where
yeah,
people, and it's kind of a disconnect because people, I don't think, fully usually understand, especially when they first start in the ACC, that your character can die in an ACC match, and it doesn't mean they're dead in the overall DJB storyline.
Nope.
It's just an ACC match. But some people just do not want their characters to die, even if they are clearly outclassed in a situation.
And we've talked about that before. That's writing yourself into a corner and then having to break realism to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm not even sure that's a Mary Sue-ish thing to just want to see your character not die.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that it's a very easy to misunderstand thing. At its core, the Mary Sue is the one that gets inserted into your favorite story. All the main characters know who she is and are marveled by her skills and her prowess, and there's no weaknesses, no flaws. You are perfection personified. You marry that favorite character that you always liked. You have babies, and you're happy, and you're great.
that is definitely an interesting Mary Sue right there. Yeah. They never fail at anything. That makes storytelling so compelling.
Yeah, and it's a trap. That's what I like to think of it. It's more of a trap than a trope.
And that can even go to non-combat related stuff, which is probably the most common form, but
and it's why Thrawn gets thrown out a lot when it comes to Mary Sue, because as he was initially done, a lot of people are incredulous on his everything is going to my plan.
All according to plan.
Yes. It's like, I mean, it's come close. Like in a episode of Rebels, it's like, why are you smiling? The mission was a failure. On the contrary, now instead of thinking they could be anywhere in the Outer Rim, I know they are in one of these 80 systems. Da-na-na, da-na-na. So it's
they're in one of 80 systems. That's a lot of space, bub.
It's a lot less than the entire Outer Rim.
True.
So it's easy to look at that as someone that goes, none of his plans are a failure because he always spins it, and go, that is such a Mary Sue. God.
Well, that's not even. It's Mary Sue because he was portrayed as victorious so often. A lot of times it wasn't even a spin. Whereas what you were describing, where it's the way he spins it.
Yeah, which is what they're doing with it in the new content, which is why he's great in the new content, is that, yeah, he has failures, but he learns from his failures. He always makes sure to take something from it.
Is that really learning, though? I mean, I could go on about Thrawn all night.
That kind of leads into I would consider it maybe tropey, the whole, we may have lost the battle, but that means we have a better chance at winning the war.
Yeah, there's some battles you don't come back from, though.
Yeah. I mean,
here's a trope: how people do not understand how militaries work.
That's not a trope. That's just a misconception.
Yeah.
I mean, tactics is a thing, is that a lot of people want to write their combats and have everybody come home. Not everybody's coming home.
No, like in the few Battlefield run-ons that I've been part of, like people were dying on both sides.
As it should be.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a medic, and he was triaging as best he could, but it won't pretty.
Nope. Then the medic took a bullet to the head.
No, he had plot armor.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a
I
PC.
hate plot armor.
Well, when it's a player character who's not trying to kill off said character.
The only thing worse than ACC armor is plot armor.
eh. I mean, it's like when folks were asking, "Hey, who wants to kill off their character? I'm trying to put together this big old fiction update."
Yeah,
And
nobody volunteers.
well, and I was still relatively new. I'd been in the DJB all of 6 months, and it's like, don't look at me, bud. I just started with this girl. I just got people to like her.
Yeah.
She has a hot girlfriend.
So the thing really is that you want to source your tropes. You don't want, if something feels familiar, it probably is, and it's natural for us to write about what we know as opposed to what we don't know. So if you are doing something, make sure you're spinning it. Make sure you know what you're writing, so that it's okay to occasionally retread the same grounds. Like the anti-hero is a trope in itself, and
It can be a good one, though, depending on how you spin it.
yeah, and it
Oh.
can be a great one.
Rylance himself has a couple tropes involved with him. Like, as I explained earlier, he dislikes Force users, but he actively tries to get the Force himself. He's that character who wants what he doesn't have.
And I
Which
have
is-
my own trope. I want to destroy the Force, and I hate Force users, but Atra himself is a Force user.
So it's the I hate myself, so therefore I must.
No, it's the becoming a monster in order to defeat the monsters.
Yeah.
You see, why can't we have more people who play the yandere waifu?
Because not everyone is as awesome as me.
You are not yandere
No.
in either of your in any of your characters.
Have
Albeit,
you met Ada?
yes, I have. She's not yandere, not quite yet. I've seen enough anime, man. I've seen things. I know things.
Yeah, anime has gone to weird places recently. That's actually a great source of tropes. It is a
Oh,
great
yes.
source for tropes. But the thing is,
yes.
you need tropes. You need to build your character on a strong structure that is inspired by tropes.
Tropes aren't a bad thing. It's only when they are only the trope it
Yes.
becomes a problem.
You can have your trope as a base. You can become, for instance, the audience surrogate. I would love to build a character as the audience surrogate. It's essentially what this trope is it's the point of view character. Nobody knows anything beyond the scope of this character, and they're always asking the questions that the audience would ask or incredulous about the things that the audience would be. So it's like you got a Force user running past, lifting up a block of some kind, like a crate or something, and throwing it at someone, and you're just sitting there going, that shit ain't right. That's unnatural. That's not normal. And that would be fun. I think that'd be really fun to play as, but it's a trope.
I'm still waiting for the time when I can get like an NPC or something and do a Dr. Horrible Sith spinoff.
Well, even Jedi and Sith, in a way, can be tropey.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, at their core, they're the trope. It's the ultimate good and the quote unquote ultimate evil, where there's no give or take, there's no in between.
Mm-hmm.
If you are Sith, you will join us or die.
But like there's 50 Shades of Grey, there's 50 Shades of Dark and Light.
Yes, there is an in between. However, Star Wars as a narrative world is excessively black and white. And that's the way they like it. It's more novels these days have been showing you the shades in between, the ones that focus on the boots on the ground, like Lost Stars, I would say is an example of the shades of gray. for several reasons. But yeah, there is the in between. You can be a Sith without being a stereotype.
Without being I killed my family to get more power.
Oh,
It's
there is a
still-
trope. My whole family died, and
Oh, goodness.
I must have revenge on them trope.
I'm half
Yeah.
of that trope.
And again, it's not a bad trope, but when it's kind of like I call it the Batman trope. Batman, he lost his whole family, and now he fights crime because of it. But there's more to the character of Batman than just that.
Yeah, like that's his core building block. Without it, he just wouldn't be Batman. That's his. They even had an arc about that, where what makes Batman Batman? Like there was a version of Bruce who had lost his memory and he was happy, and in order to become Batman again, he needed to get his memory of the loss of his parents back in order to become Batman again.
I think I vaguely remember this arc. That was
Yeah.
actually a good one.
Joker also lost his memories, so you had a scene with the Joker and Bruce Wayne sitting on a park bench having a lovely chat. So that was surreal as hell.
Those were the halcyon days.
So for my character, the half is the dead parents, and I will admit it's a cop out. I did it because I just couldn't be arsed to have a backstory when I created my character, so I didn't give him one. Yeah, that's
And-
right. I went from a no backstory character to a like too many damn words on my goddamn wiki.
And I don't know if there's a trope that can specifically be applied to Zeltrons, but
What,
know,
the
other than-
Vegas strippers of the galaxy?
the say that again?
Vegas strippers.
Vegas stripper. Yeah, I guess that's a trope.
What happens on Zeltron stays on Zeltron. Oh, Zeltros. I'm sorry. Apologies.
Zeltrons, yeah. I've actually had some Mary Sue tendencies, but I try to make it as small of aspects as possible, and I try to apply it to that Zeltros thing, or Zeltron thing, rather. Like, for example, Q is a phenomenal singer. And could that be Mary Sue-ish in that capacity? Yeah, sure. But she doesn't do it publicly, and I can attribute it to her upbringing on Zeltros.
There's nothing wrong with having a character that's good at things.
Yeah, they just can't be good at everything, which is what the character sheets are designed for. A lot of people complain, I need more points. Well, the point of it is to not give you enough points.
Like Rylance, he's very smart, he's very manipulative, he's good in medicine, but you put him in front of a starship and he will probably crash it because he has no ability for flight.
Hey, there was a time where my guy was, and I believe this is a trope, where everything electronic he touches breaks instantly.
Ooh, ouch.
The Alan Grant trope.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I think one of the big issues with the whole I need more points comes from people who want to come into the club as adult characters who have already had some sort of training or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm a Force user, but I had this Jedi Master in my childhood, so why can't I get more Force points in telekinesis?
Which is why you'll
because
see
you're
people switching characters when they get to a higher level.
Mhm.
Like, I'll admit, it's easier to start a new character when, like, it's a double-edged blade. At times, it's like, well, I can't start a new character because there's no reason to explain why this new character is suddenly Combat Master. But at the same time, it's easier to make a new character because it's like, he was a pit fighter in the bowels of Qyreia with blood on his hands of countless opponents. And, like, all this stuff because I have the points to create that sheet. Whereas somebody new coming to the club is like, teeny bitty titty little sheet. And you're like, I have all these epic aspects. I fought in the bowels of the underworld, and I have 2 might. So yeah, it's restricting, and it sucks, and I can see that, but it's the progression system we have in place.
And it, even with I don't want to say smaller scores, you can still take on people of higher rank and win. And I don't just using the ACC as an example, you can win, and not just in the I wrote better capacity, but if you think creatively, you can win.
Yeah, and honestly, we've done a lot of good with the new character sheet system where it's more of a rank bracket difference as opposed to an individual rank difference. So a journeyman is not going to be as strong as a equite, but an equite 1 and an equite 4 aren't all that different.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of one of the reasons I like playing at NFU.
More
when I
points.
had my force user that I used to play as, and I did the ACC journeyman tournament, it was very easy to write combat between myself and another character, and I did really well with that. But when I became an NFU, it's a lot more challenging because I can't fall on. It's easy to write a haha, I beat you in one hit because I'm a force user and you're a non-force user.
I just want to bring up the fact that your old character, I think the thing I heard most often is, why does he get Mandalorian iron swords? And I'm like, because it's the name of the design, it doesn't mean it's Mando iron. But it's they're Beskar swords. Yes, because that's the type of sword. Literally, anytime you had a match with anyone, I would get that PM.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's my fault for approving your damn sheet.
Well, there's nothing wrong with having a Beskar sword as long as it's not Mando Iron. I never wrote it as Mando Iron.
Exactly. It's literally, yeah, you have these two cool swords that you love to use, but if you use them against a lightsaber, your family heirlooms are gone. Oh, that's another fun thing, the family heirloom.
Oh, God.
That is a trope. It's the whole, my grandfather left me this sword. It is my reason, my motivation to move on and grow ever stronger so I am worthy of wielding this blade.
Bam, swords destroyed.
But yeah, like that's a good thing to have. Like it's great. There's so much depth to be found in the tropes.
Tropes really can add a lot of depth. It's just you have to find a way to break past just the trope thing.
Yeah. You need to use it, not lean on it.
Lean on me.
When I'm not strong. And I'll be your trope.
I was really hoping Rhylance would pick it up there. What the hell, man?
I know, you left us down. Never coming on again.
Nope.
Well, sorry.
The tears of the consul are a delicious and rare delicacy.
You guys scare me sometimes.
Especially a Chiss one. You usually have to import those tears.
To be fair, you're scared now. You don't live with this on a daily basis. How do you think our friends feel?
Are you saying that we're not friends, Atra?
Uh-oh, he got you.
I'm saying that I hate everyone equally. Though a few individuals have slightly less active hate.
I don't know how I haven't reached that active hatred. Especially given how much I bug you about my fictional girlfriend.
There are days. Don't you worry.
Dude, would you shut the fuck up
I'm doing things. I am an important fictional person with important fictional things. I've actually done that before. I'm out at dinner with a friend, and he's like, man, what's taking so long with the order? I'm like, don't they know that I am important on a club on the internet? It doesn't work very well.
No, not really.
And you can't put it on a resume.
No.
You can, though, if you word it right.
I have weekly meetings with associates to do problem solving and team building exercises.
I'm experienced at managing a team of volunteers in order to keep track of long-term projects as well as short-term while providing in-depth feedback to individuals in order to ascertain their strength and growth in the fictional setting.
See, I was going for D&D. You just made this complicated.
Yeah, I did. It's called the art of bullshitting.
Yeah,
In a
I'm
way-
okay when I'm writing. I'm speaking. The hamster wheel turns really slowly and sometimes goes off the
I am
frame.
quick-witted in the worst way.
In a way, we're all a trope. We are all the Star Wars nerds who go on and create fan fiction of characters that they've created in this universe.
We're the movie fanboys. That's us.
Uh-huh.
When you can get legitimately on the verge of anger, actual emotion, when arguing with people in a chat room about lightsabers making you fly, you
That was
might
probably
have
my
a problem.
I'm pretty
That
sure
was-
that became a trope in and of itself.
I'm pretty sure that is my favorite part about the show Rebels, the flying lightsaber.
That's my
Jesus.
favorite gif, is the traitor baton going whippity 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 whippity. And he flies away glaring at you.
Oh, that one. I know this one.
Yes, it's my favorite gif.
I understood that reference.
Yeah, so rarely.
Okay, Captain America.
How you doing?
On your left.
Language.
That's another thing. It's not so much a trope, but borrowing from other inspirations, like dialogue. For like, you hear a funny line from a movie and you want to use that line in your writing. We have actually allowed for that. It's in the fiction rubric. I'm not sure about the ACC rubric, but it does lower your score if you rely on it too much. So it says like multiple references from other material or something like that. I forget what the wording is. I've been here a long time. Not as long as half of the people in the club, but you know, I'm approaching 10 years.
Yeah, when I saw Rogue One quotes in some entries, I started cringing a little bit. Like
The only
you're-
time I get the cringes is song lyrics.
Oh God. Now is that made up songs where it's
No,
more
like-
just like poetry or actual songs?
Like Star Set lyrics.
Oh
Hi,
goodness.
Wally. How are you? Enjoying the podcast? I'm not singling you out. So many people have done it, but the Star Set was him, yeah.
No. And to be fair, reading a fiction with any lyrics is just kind of like, oh, okay, paragraph, dialogue,
Yeah, you're just
paragraph.
not used
What
to
is
it.
all this left aligned bullshit that only goes for 5? Oh God, dear God, he's singing a song.
Yeah. And that will happen. You'll have the bards who sing the tales and you have the long section of text, but usually it's like you don't see a lot of songs in narratives. Like you had the occasional song breaks in episode 6, before the Rancor
Hmm?
or the Cantina band. What's that?
Dude.
Play the same song again? Don't mind if we do.
Yeah.
Yep. But music
Or-
has its place. If you have music, you can have your music in there and you can mention it like, oh, the club is playing like some really good music. It's got a really thumping beat that mesmerizes you and pulses through your chest, so on and so forth. And you can use it to set the mood and the feeling. But I don't want to be sitting here reading the lyrics to your favorite new top 20 single.
Yeah. And there is a place for that, and it's especially when you're doing like world building like you would see in fantasy or sci-fi epics.
Mhm.
For case in point, the Hobbit. I've been freaking binge listening to Far Over the Misty Mountains.
Oh God, I love that song.
And well, I also managed to find a version that has the full poem from the book. And
Yeah.
so granted, I love that song anyway, but you know, there's a case of the writer made an entire song, and it's a really lengthy one, but it has a place because it provides you with that cultural and historical background.
Yep.
which you don't need for your one ACC post or your one fiction entry.
No. And circling back around to tropes, what's really great about it is inverting tropes. It's
Is that
literally
like
you use a trope and you flip the expectations.
so having an outie instead of an innie?
Sort of. So, for instance, there's a trope that you always have the damsel in distress. And the inverse is to have the damsel be the hero and the what we would expect to be the hero be the damsel.
That'd be like Chewbacca being rescued by Leia in
Yeah.
the slave costume.
Exactly. So nowadays it's just like, oh, it's just a strong female lead. It's expected now, but at first they were you're inverting expectations. So it's an inverted trope. But at the same time, the movies have their own tropes, like Hutts being gangsters. That's a trope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's built into their species, but it's still a trope. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you can look at our feats as tropes in a way. Like the Wrens are untrustworthy. It's a stereotype, but stereotypes are just a form of a trope.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rin are based on real world gypsies, and the same trope, for lack of a better term, stereotype applies in real life in that case.
Yeah, where they're not
So,
trusted because they've got little quick fingers.
So one thing I would ask you guys on tropes is, are there certain tropes that are more difficult than others to make interesting?
Yeah, hell yes. I would say the biggest one would be the anti-villain, really. It's the bad guy who does good things, and I'm trying so hard to do it right, but I'm still doing bad tropes.
Is there an anti-villain that, tries to do good things and just keeps fucking up and ends up being the bad guy?
Yeah,
Kind of like
I
the
think so. It
anti-hero?
sounds familiar. I mean,
Kinda like
you have Spike from the original Buffy series.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really watch that growing up as a kid.
I'm sorry.
One trope it's such an overused concept, but I mean, I'm kind of iffy on it because I've seen it used in amazing ways. Other ways are just like, okay, it's another one of these stories, and it's kind of like Luke Skywalker, the person from the small town, ordinary life, who finds out that they're actually a very important person, and all of a sudden gets thrust into that.
You know what they call that? The hero's journey.
Yep. The hero's journey is a classic trope, but there are times when it is just so overused and it's too predictable at this point.
It is the trope, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's one everybody knows. It's every video game. It's almost every movie. You have
I appreciate when people take the hero's journey and actually make it different.
The one thing that I will give to Rogue One is they took the hero's journey and then went full Hamlet.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, every motherfucker dies.
Yep.
Jesus.
And they were ready to have people survive because they're sitting there going, there's no way Disney is going to allow this. They're like, every phone call is like, Disney? Yeah. Okay, cool. And then they'll sit down and be like, we still good on killing everybody? Yeah. We're still good on killing everybody. It's like, really? Yeah, they looked at the script and they're like, yeah, this makes sense. Really? Yeah. And so they were ready. They were ready to reshoot that shit. It's Disney. You're like, there's no way Disney's gonna let them kill everyone. It's Mickey Mouse. And then you see the movie and you're like, Mickey Mouse.
I still love in that movie the death that affected me the most was K2SO.
Right?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Well, because here's the thing about growing up, and it was kind of a joke I was going to make with the Buffy thing, is that everyone grows up to be Giles, in the sense that we're all K2SO. We all just everything is bullshit. It's like,
The thing I got from Giles, and this is like one of the few things I remember from Buffy. Is it Buffy?
yes,
Yeah.
Or was it the librarian from the Three Witches? I forget.
Charmed.
Charmed, thank you. Might
You're
have been the
welcome.
librarian from that one, but he makes a comment about how books need to be smelly. That's like the one quote, and it stuck with me because I cannot do digital books. I need to have a solid hard
You
copy.
need the smell of the book.
Oh God, yes.
No, I'm just everybody becomes Giles because of the smart ass remarks. It's like the one image I've shared recently where Xander comes in and goes, "Am I right, Giles?" And Giles' response is, I'm almost positive you're not, but to be fair, I wasn't listening." It's just everybody grows up to be Giles. Everybody gets the sass where you hate everyone, you think everybody's stupid.
Yeah.
To varying degrees, obviously, I am the jaded and world weary type, whereas Q's the loud one.
Hi.
So, why is it that the hero's journey, which is the trope in your guys' opinion,
Yeah.
has survived for so long and is still considered like the trope to use?
Because it's the rags to riches story. It's the anybody could be the hero of the story. No matter where you come from or what your life has been, we're all the chosen one waiting for our moment.
And probably because there have been examples in real life where this has happened. There's a lot more hero's journey, real life examples than there ever have been of peasant girl marries Prince Charming,
Yeah.
which Disney loves to tout like it's no one's business.
Even if it
Hey,
is
Kate Middleton
borderline.
did it, I can do it too.
If it's good enough for Disney, it's good enough for DB.
And of course, someone's going to go, well, Princess Kate managed it. Yeah, that's one example.
I literally just did that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't catch it. My apologies.
It's okay, Q doesn't listen to me either.
I try, damn it.
Well, this has been a fun discussion. We derailed it a few times, but hey, that's part of the charm.
That always happens. Let's not lie to ourselves.
It is part of the charm. God.
If that helps you sleep at night, buddy.
Yep.
Helps me.
For those of you still listening, thank you for staying with our craziness so that we may share the plague with you.
Better known as gonorrhea.
For those who have already gone, what the hell, man? Or
How
woman?
can you say that?
Right?
This isn't even our longest episode yet.
It's not. This is Aiden's first time. You left. You can't even hear me. Don't you know who this is? Best Aiden. That's right. And you missed it.
Sucks for you.
You can't see it, but I'm looking at you right now through the interwebs.
I am a
I can
treasure.
feel it.
That's what I thought. So if anybody has any ideas or want to be a guest, we generally prefer you to come with an idea so that you are knowledgeable about what you're talking about rather than us having to pull teeth with a rusty pliers. Because I do have those and I do like using them.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a reason.
Yeah, I'm never coming back.
Good.
Just give me
Thanks for coming on and sacrificing an hour of your life to our godhood.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
All right.
I'm just happy he included me in the godhood.
I did say R.
Yes, I'm so happy.
It's magical. I admitted there's an ego beyond mine. All right, everybody have a good night. Hopefully the next episode will be out faster than this one was. Life happened.
Hey, it was only 3 weeks as opposed to like 3 months. So that's an
Yeah.
improvement.
Bye.
Now I just got to find time to put this all together.